So you want to make some money while you're studying? I totally get it. And honestly, it's a great idea. But let's be real. The internet is just full of noise. It's so hard to know what's legit and what's a total waste of your time. So for the next few minutes, just think of me as your older sister. I'm going to cut through all the nonsense and give you the real guide to making money as a student. Okay, let's just get right into it.
I bet you've seen this one floating around. You know, you're just strolling on TikTok and some video pops up promising that you can make hundreds of dollars an hour just by binge-watching Netflix. It sounds a little too good to be true, doesn't it?
Well, that's because it is. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off right now. If it sounds that easy and that simple and promises that much money, yeah, it's a scam. And I'm not going to waste your time with any of that stuff. Okay, so this slide basically breaks down the two biggest red flags you need to look out for. First, there's the promise. If anyone, and I mean anyone, tells you that you can make 5 figures a month with just 15 minutes of work a day, they are lying, period. Second, the reality. Even if some method used to work, by the time it goes viral on social media, it's already completely flooded. Your chances of actually making money from it are basically zero.
And here's the other side of the coin. You see all these online gurus flexing how much they make, but if you want to learn their secret, you have to buy their super expensive course. Here's the thing you have to understand. Their real business isn't doing the side hustle they're talking about. It's selling you the dream of that side hustle.
Okay, so enough about the scams. I promise there are real, legitimate ways for you to make good money as a student, ways that actually fit around your classes and your exam schedule. So, let's get into the good stuff. I'm going to show you 3 non-scammy paths you can actually start today.
All right, let's kick things off with one of the most flexible and honestly powerful options out there, freelancing. This is all about taking a skill you already have and turning it into a real source of income.
To put it simply, freelancing just means you're your own boss. You decide when you work, who you work for, and what projects you want to take on. This is absolutely amazing for students because it means you can work around your exam schedule, not the other way around. And yeah, you can totally do it in your pajamas.
And if you're sitting there thinking, but I don't have a skill to sell, I promise you, you're wrong. Just being on social media gives you valuable skills. I mean, YouTubers alone need so much help. They hire people to write scripts, design thumbnails, research topics, even just plan out their TikTok content with trending sounds. Go ahead and screenshot this list for some ideas.
So, how do you actually find clients? Well, a student copywriter named Ryan, who makes really good money doing this, says the key is just being proactive. You can't just wait for people to find you. You've got to pitch yourself again and again. Most people are going to ignore you, yeah, but you're playing for that 5% to respond. That's where the magic happens. Now, as someone who actually hires freelancers, I can tell you exactly what to put in that pitch. Keep it simple. Tell them who you are, what you do, and, this is the most important part, why you want to work with them specifically. Show them what you can do with a link to your work and be upfront about your rates. That's it. No fluff, please.
Okay, let's move on to strategy number 2, starting your own business. But wait, I'm talking about a very specific kind of business, a low-risk one that doesn't force you to spend a ton of money on inventory right at the start.
Trust me, I learned this the hard way. When I was 17, I started a phone case business. I bought a whole bunch of inventory, and I didn't sell all of it. Most people don't. You only ever hear the success stories online. Having boxes of products you've already paid for is a huge risk when you're a student. And this is exactly why print on demand, or POD, is a total game changer. The idea is so simple. You create a cool design for like a t-shirt or a mug. A customer sees it online and buys it. Only then does another company print your design on the product and ship it straight to the customer. You never have to buy or store a single thing. And the potential with this model is huge. I looked up one of the top Etsy shops that does this. Based on their sales numbers and prices, they've probably made over $900,000 just from selling their designs. So it is absolutely possible to build something massive. But, okay, let's be realistic. That shop has been around for a while. A more achievable goal might look something like this. A student's Etsy shop that's only been open for a year. They've made almost 4,000 sales, which works out to about $57,000. I mean, still pretty amazing, right? And you do not need expensive software to get started. Canva is perfect for making your mock-ups and social media posts. If you like to draw, Procreate for the iPad is just a one-time purchase of like 13 bucks. And you can use ChatGPT to help write amazing product descriptions and find keywords. This is another good one to screenshot for later.
All right, on to our third and final strategy. And this one is probably my favorite, because you are literally already doing the work. This is all about monetizing the knowledge that you are gaining every single day in your classes.
People seriously sleep on online tutoring. And this isn't about having perfect grades. My friend Afra tutors students in academic writing, and she charges $100 an hour. She doesn't have a PhD, she's just a few steps ahead of the people she's helping. And that's exactly what students are looking for.
Finding your first few clients is all about using your existing connections. Tell your teachers. They're usually the first ones to know which younger students are struggling. Ask your family and friends to spread the word. And once you get your first couple of clients, ask them for a testimonial. That social proof is pure gold for getting more clients and raising your prices later on.
Okay, but what if you're totally swamped with coursework and you just don't have time for scheduled tutoring sessions? There's an even more passive option. Sell the notes you're already making for your own classes. This is actually how I made my first $10,000 as a student. And here's a little pro tip for how to really level this up. Scan your notes, add a watermark, and then upload that file to a print-on-demand service, just like we talked about before. Now you're not just selling a PDF file, you're selling an actual physical study guide or a workbook. Law students and nursing students are already killing it with this on Etsy. Okay, so before we wrap up, I have to address the elephant in the room, becoming a YouTuber or a TikToker. It's the dream side hustle for so many people, but as someone who does this for a living, I have to give you a very serious reality check. This is a long game, not a quick way to make cash.
Let's just look at the numbers for YouTube. There are over 114 million active channels. Of all those channels, less than 1% actually make any money from the platform. It took me 6 months of working for free to get my first paycheck, and that's considered fast. Social media is a long, long grind, and the income is never guaranteed.
So we've covered 3 real tangible paths you can start on today: freelancing, starting a low-risk business, and monetizing what's already in your brain. The only question left is, after all this, what's your first real step going to be?